All right, we got a Battletech game going on. What it is the mercenaries over here, which are the
Hungry boys.
hungry boys of the.
Oh, we'd called ourselves the Night Stalkers before. I don't know, or Skull Takers.
Skull Takers, yeah. Yeah, so we have the Westlow Rangers and the Skull Takers are working in conjunction again. Once again, they have a Marauder, Warhammer. We got an Awesome and a Battle Master coming in over here. So we got over here we have a Wolverine, Griffin, or is that a Griffin? Yeah. Another Awesome, a couple sway backs, another Awesome, and that is Centurion, right?
Yep.
Okay. They are coming in. They do have some reinforcements coming in on turn 3 and 4 because it's kind of a time delayed. All right. Over here we have the Sword of Light. Yes, all coming in. Their company. And they had just come over the radio saying, "You may surrender now and we'll let you live. Power down your mechs." What say you?
It's a trick question. They'll kill us anyway.
No.
All right.
Bite me.
All right. Since you had decided not to surrender
like to
honorably, those that we capture alive will be executed on the field of battle.
Okay, well, if you surrender now, you can join our group.
All right. So over here we got a Thunderbolt Awesome, a Hunchback, and Panther. We got a couple Shadowhawks over here. No, that's Phoenix Hawks. Wolverine, Dragon, Griffin. That's a Phoenix Hawk, and Spider, Jenner, and Locust. All right. So there you are behind me, where you have to get off the board with your forces, is because this is where the factory is. That you are.
We get new mechs.
It's just an arms factory producing goods. Your job is to go in and raid it and smash it and crush it. Shut down production is.
Well, we can do that from orbit.
Because you've been hired. Well, sort of against.
Jump ship.
Yeah. You've been hired by the House Steiner. Lyrians to take care of this on the frontier. All right. So we'll be back with the end of turn 1. I can't imagine much is going to happen because of the ranges we're at right now, but we'll see what happens. All right, we've got the end of turn 1 complete in here. The forces ran up over here, and once again they got on the comms and said, "You may surrender now, and we'll let you live."
No.
No? Okay. We gave you one more shot at this before everything happened. So they moved up over here. They moved up over there. Hauling. Moving up. I guess, yeah.
Although,
so.
If we do surrender now, we got time to go shopping for more Battletech stuff.
And doing the research and specialist ammo for the 3055 campaign.
Right, yep.
That's 30 years from now?
Yep.
Okay.
Because we just got the Helm's memory core.
Yeah. All right. So that's the end of turn 1. Move on to turn 2. And we'll be back. Into turn 2. The Sword of Light came rushing up over here. It's time for do a bum rush. They're up on the high ground here, getting behind partial cover. And over here, the lights went flying along, and thought that their good speed would keep them alive. But Mr. Awesome back there, needing really good gunnery, high rolls, put one PPC into the Jenner's left leg and took all the armor off of it. But he didn't roll a crit, so that's the good thing. But you're like, yikes, what the heck was that? These guys over here did not have anything in range as they're slogging through the swampy area over there. And that's the end of turn 2. Other than 10 points on the Jenner over there, making him go, maybe I'll think twice about my life decisions. But
Would you like to surrender?
But for the glory of the Draconis Combine in our house, we'll enjoy putting your heads on pikes now, since you shot at us. All right, so that's the end of turn 2. Moving on to turn 3. All right, we got the end of turn 3. Over here, they had the Hunchback and the Thunderbolt entered the water and promptly fell on their face, gurgled under the water. So they're down below at the moment. The Awesome over here, he fired over there and put a PPC into the Marauder, and the Marauder turned around and fired 2 PPCs back and put 2 into him. So, yeah, not good. But he made his pilot check. These guys did a little bit of firing. The Dragon had a really good shot at the Awesome over there and just needed to roll a 5 and promptly missed with a 4. So go figure. And over here, the Phoenix Hawk, the Locust, Spider, and the Jenner all over here. They took a big move. Spider jumped into the water. Since, having jumping jack has its benefits. And then they fired onto the Hunchback right there, and they promptly did a lot of damage to you.
Well, a little bit.
Yeah. You got hit with 3 medium lasers.
Kind of spread it around 15, 18.
Yeah.
And the other Hunchback got hit in the arm for 10.
Yeah. A couple medium lasers and a large laser on one, and so... But luckily, you didn't have to worry about pilot checks. But
Nope.
They did hit. So, and then they all fired over here and unleashed onto the Spider, and he got hit with 3 medium lasers, and the Locust got hit with some medium lasers and a PPC.
Yep.
And they made their pilot checks. Except, Locust didn't have to worry about it. So they're good to go. So that's the end of turn. And then they got the reinforcements coming up. They're way in the backside right there. So more mechs. And then this turn we got, go grab your reinforcements and bring them in.
Oh boy.
They're coming in over there. All right, so we're moving on to turn 4. And we shall enjoy seeing your heads on pikes.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we got the end of turn 4 over here. The Panther jumped over there into the water. The Hunchback, he tried to stand initially, slipped and fell, and critted himself in the right torso and took out his AC-20. Then he stood up. So he's standing there with only 2 medium lasers and a small laser. He just lost a lot of his firepower just by slipping, falling. It's better call Saul. And then the Thunderbolt did the same thing. He tried to stand, slipped and fell, did a little bit of damage himself, then he stood up and moved to there. So then they fired down and put a bunch of firepower along with his Awesome. They hit with a couple PPCs and a large laser into the Warhammer. From these guys shooting over that direction, they took a PPC and an LRM-10. The LRM-10 missed, but the PPC hit over there. So he took a lot of damage into that Warhammer in the front, but he's still standing. Or she, I think it's a she. Then over here, the Griffin jumped over here with his jumping jack, along with the jumping jacking Phoenix Hawk, and put a lot of damage into that front Hunchback. But he made his pilot check, but he got a lot of his armor ripped off of him. So he's kind of not happy about that. And over here, this Phoenix Hawk number 2 tried to shoot the back side of that guy and missed by that much. Missed by 1. That kind of sucked. And these guys over here fired up onto the Griffin that's on the hill right there. Did a little bit of plinky damage to it, right? It just
Made his check, though.
Yeah, he made his check. So between some medium lasers and everything, they did a little bit of damage to him, but nothing spectacular. And then they all fired. Everybody was trying to... they did 16 damage. 2 large lasers hit the Jenner, but he's fine. Let's see. Then they fired... These 2 guys did, I think, 65 damage to the front Phoenix Hawk. And... No, he didn't lose anything. He just tore off a lot of his armor. That was it for that there. Let's see. Overall, I think that is pretty much it. Yeah, this Awesome did some damage too. But maybe 75 damage to that. No, he missed with both. The Awesome missed with his shots too. Yeah, he needed 5s and rolled 2 3s, I believe. So... yeah, some serious missing going on there. All right, so that's the end of turn 4. We're moving on to turn 5. Everybody's on the table. You guys wish to surrender? All right, here we go. It's the end of turn 5. Over here, the Battle Master and the Warhammer came rushing up without any support other than some gun line back here and some guys right back here. They fired into the Thunderbolt and the Awesome. Now, the interesting thing is that the PPCs and everything else that fired back here hit the Awesome and took out its right arm and part of its torso, and they lost 7 heat sinks in that little barrage. So as he went up to high level, it's like 13 on the heat scale just with that right there, losing all those heat sinks. And the Thunderbolt did take a bunch of damage, took some medium lasers from the Battle Master and the Warhammer, and took a bunch of his armor off, but he's still standing with no problem. These guys all fired into the Warhammer and tore a bunch of his armor off, but nothing got into the juicy innards with that guy there. Over here, they fired into tried to take down the Jenner, fired a bunch of shots, and they all hit because he's in water. Because he's in partial cover in the water, and they just kept hitting water. So, kept him alive. And that would have been a lot of leg hits that just didn't happen. And over here, the 2 swaybacks unleashed into the poor little Phoenix Hawk right there. And you hit with, what, 9 or 10 medium lasers?
5 and 10.
Yeah, 10. So that ended up just tore him with new and cored him out and then head capped him.
Yep. Hit him in the head and...
So it was like...
Bye-bye, pilot.
I think you hit him with, what, 10 or more crits on that poor bugger?
Yeah.
So that was the end of that story right there. It was nothing getting past that. It's just, you get rolling crit after crit after crit. And it was like, yeah, you're toast. And over here, the Locust came around and fired into the back of the Phoenix Hawk that you can't see because he's camouflage, actual camouflage model in green. So he's hidden in there. But then the Wolverine and the Griffin over there, everybody fired at him. And the Hatchet Man did a bunch of medium shots and took out his gyro, and it gave him an engine hit. Because the wonderful thing about not having anything in your torsos like this, it just transfers to the center. And yeah. So he went to the turf and got nerfed. That's bad. All right, so that's the end of 5. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. I think
we had a bunch of misses from the guys in the far back there.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Centurion hit with a few points on the Awesome, but that's about it.
yeah. Oh, you did have 1 point of damage that hit the Griffin right there from the... You fired an LRM-10 and...
LRM-10 and...
1 hit the water, and then 1 point hit the shoulder. So I was like, I heard a clinking sound, but I'm not sure what that was.
Just letting you know I'm there.
Yeah. So we're now moving on to turn 6. And we've only been playing for a couple hours. Not bad. All right, we'll be back. All right, we just finished turn 6. It was kind of an interesting thing. All right, over here, the Battle Master and the Warhammer charged forward, punched through the lines over here, and pummeled the poor unsuspecting Wolverine right there and did enough damage. He failed his pilot check, fell on the ground, and during the melee phase, the Warhammer kicked him for a 14-point kick and kicked his arm off while he was laying on the ground. So that was a bad day from the office for him. Over here, they had the Marauder and the Awesome and Crabs, wasn't it Crabs? And
Yeah.
Ostrach.
Marauder, all laid into the...
Shadowhawk, all that.
Yeah, they all laid into the
Centurion.
Awesome and gave him 2 gyro hits, and he fell on his face. So there, he's on the ground right there. And let's see, what else do we have? Over here, well, the Locust that's back there, he tried to get up and beat himself up. He finally did stand, and the Wolverine came over there and hit him and caused a gyro hit on him, and he slipped and fell and killed himself by landing on it and took out his own center torso in a crash. So he's a dead dinner over there. And over here they tried to take out the hopscotch Jenner there that keeps jumping around, and it's like, if he'd only stop moving, we could kill him. But he just keeps jumping from woods to lake. It's like, and they keep missing. So yeah, he's moving is keeping him alive. And over here, the 2, you had the Griffin and the Phoenix Hawk opened up into the 1 Hunchback right there and did 2 engine hits on him. And so he's a little hot.
Yep.
So he really had to downgrade the number of weapon systems he's firing, and his center torso's laid waste too, so he's not happy. So. And then they did some kicking back and forth right here. They tried to shoot the Phoenix Hawk, but a lot of your shots went into the water. So
Yep.
that's the one thing about being in water. It just kept hitting the legs, and it's like, nope, that means nothing. All right, so there's a little bit of damage went both directions right there. Let's see, what else? Did I miss anything? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I think you got it.
Yeah. So we're now moving on to turn 7 at the skull dice. All right. We'll be back. All right. We got to end of turn 7. And over here, the Battle Master thought he was going to just march up here into the no man's land and do whatever he want without any repercussions. These guys came in here and fired a bunch of rounds into his back. Didn't get anything through his slab armor in the back. The Hunchback and the Thunderbolt fired and tore up and gave, what, you got 2 engine hits now on that Warhammer? So he is a pile of junk walking around in 2 legs. And then over here, they fired some shots into the down Awesome, but he turned around and fired out and put a PPC into the Wolverine over there. And then over here, the Hunchback, and these guys fired into the who was it that killed the
My Awesome.
You're Awesome?
Yeah.
Fired in
Into the spider.
and cored out his center torso.
Yeah.
So that PPCs do wonders on him. His luck finally ran out with your high die rolls in the center torso. And so he went down. Over here, they put some rounds into that Jenner, and then a hatchet attack. Took the torso and then hit the ammo and exploded the Jenner into 1,000 bits everywhere. They were wanting a Jenner for salvage, but not today.
Not today.
Jeez, bits and bits everywhere. And let's see, they did some damage on the Hunchback right there. Let's see what else we got going on here.
The one Hunchback laid down in the water to escape any damage because he's like pretty much toast.
Yeah. It's flooding the compartments. Well, the reactor's going crazy. Add some more fuel to it. Need more hydrogen for the fusion reactor. All right, so that's pretty much it for turn 7, and we're moving on to turn 8. All right, we'll be back. All right, here we go. It's the end of turn 8. Over here, the Thunderbolt backed up, laid some fire into the Battlemaster there. The Panther fired into the Battlemaster, did some damage, and the Dragon fired and did some damage and tore a lot of the armor off. I don't know if they got into they didn't get any crits though, did they?
On
The Battlemaster? No. So, and then, I think that's it, yeah. They let them know that they were getting shot at. Yeah. Lots of armor to rip through. Nothing happened though. Over here, the Awesome fired and put some damage into, hit with a PPC into the Wolverine. That was it. And then everybody proceeded to pummel him down, and he's still doing pretty good, except they lost some more heat sinks. Now he's down to 17 heat sinks and 2 engine hits, so if he fires his PPC, he heats up by 3, which put him over the threshold, and he had to make a shutdown roll, and he did make a shutdown roll, just what he needed. And over here we had the Hunchback was standing right there. He comes up, laid some fire into the Crab, and then over here the Awesome and the Marauder fired into it and put all their fire into the left torso. So hit, and got a crit, which was a double crit into the torso, and hit the ammo and exploded into a big fireball. So that was the end of the Hunchback. Over here, the Hunchback and the Awesomes fired over here and tore a bunch of armor off this Griffin right here, but he's still standing. And his forces over here are trying to move up after cleaning up the flank. So there's nothing for them to do until they can see something to shoot at. So that is the end of turn 8. And it's not looking good for the home team. The mouthy Sword of Light unit is having a bad day. It's getting run over.
Yeah, they are.
So we're moving on to turn 9. We'll be back. All right, here we are, end of turn 9. We got a Kaufman retrograde going on right here. These 5 mechs decided to back up. Over here, the commander said, "Leave me, save the metal, fight another day." And the end result is they pummeled this thing and did 6 engine hits on it, and pretty much, and then that was the end of that one. It was a pile of scrap laying there.
Yep.
And then the Battlemaster, the Ostrock, and the Crab fired over here, along with the Awesome, right?
Yeah, I did.
Ripped a bunch of armor off the Dragon.
No, I shot at the Phoenix Hawk.
Oh, yeah, because you could
Awesome.
see him over the
Yep.
trees there. And took some armor off him. So that was... But most of the armor is missing on the Dragon now.
Yeah.
And they're punching into juicy innards. For him, he may not be existing after the end of the turn 10. But we got some unscathed mechs around here. Well, Wolverine is tore up pretty good.
I think just about everything's been hit.
Yeah. One way or another, some damage is on each one of them.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is come back with turn 10 and see if anything exists, which I think will. All right, here we go at the end of turn 10. They opened up with Awesome, Hunchback over here, and did enough damage on the poor little dragon right there and cored him out, so he fell down. You also threw a LRM in there, didn't you?
Yeah.
LRM 5.
Yep, from the Centurion up here.
Yeah. And so he went down. Took 2 gyro hits and then finished coring out the front. So he was going to fall one way or the other. And they did a little bit of firing over. Oh, yeah. And they forgot. The Phoenix Hawk put a large laser in there, too. So, and then the Ostrak and the Crab put 4 large lasers into the chest of the Panther there. And did 1 gyro hit, which caused him to trip and fall. So he went down and did a little bit of damage to himself. Oh yeah, I forgot. So he does take a pilot hit too. Forgot about that. And he's awake though. We'll just make note of that. And all right, so that's it. They fired. They missed with everything, firing back at you.
Yeah, your guys did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that was sucked. Okay, so that's the end of 10. We're excited. We're going to be back for one more turn, probably.
Actually, wait. No, the Hunchback took some shots.
Oh, he did?
In the left leg, yep.
Oh, that's right. From the Dragon.
Yep.
The Dragon did some damage to you. Because he hit medium laser in his LRM.
Yep.
All right, so we're moving on to turn 11, and we'll be back. All right, turn 11 is now complete. They did a little bit of retrograde trying to get off, and, well, they did enough damage to make him, they did a foot actuator hit on him, and he failed his pilot check and fell down here, so he's right at the edge of the table. If they hadn't done it, he'd be off the board. And over here, the Wolverine is going to be fine. He just had a little bit of damage to get off. Over here, they opened up on him and cored out the Panther's center torso, so he went down. And DRT right there. So that's the end of 11. They did fire pretty decently and did a bunch of damage to the Crab right there, and missed with shooting at the Wolverine there with the Panther. So, well, that was it. That was all the fire. So we're going to move on to turn 12, which will be the last turn. I can guarantee it. All right, so turn 12. We'll be back. All right, so we just finished up turn 12. It was pretty simple. All they had to do is the Wolverine, he escaped off the table. The Griffin, he just had to stand, and then he just got off the table. He didn't fail. If he had failed and fell, he had the possibility of coring out his own center torso, but he did not do that. So that's the end of the game. So we'll come back and do a final adjustment and see if these guys possibly get any salvage, which is really high. They need to roll 11 on the mech anyway, because it's a raid. You're not sticking around. All right, we'll be back with the final assessment. All right, here's what after the entire assessment of everything, they're going to be dragging off the battlefield a Spider, Locust, and a Phoenix Hawk. So, yeah, they pulled off a little bit of minor stuff if they can get it back to the drop ship. Those forces that are not going to be in the follow-on forces onto the facility will be taking care of this. All right. That is everything left in the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hellcracks out.